Hey lovelies! Okay, so here's the thing. When I do daytime natural makeup, I actually have this mirror here attached to the wall. It's been there forever. Well, I mean 6 months because I've only been here 6 months. But I use this to determine what shade I should be when I'm going out because I tan in the summer and I have to make sure that the color that I'm using is the right one. I am completely and utterly obsessed with the Matte Poreless by Maybelline. You know, it's one of those like, maybe it's Maybelline. No, it's definitely Maybelline. I have 3 different shades here. I have 125, 230, and 330. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color swatch right here to see what color I should be. So this is the lightest, which literally just melted into my skin. So that should probably be the one that I use. And then this one here has a bit more of a yellowy undertone. So we'll put that one beside it. Oh, there we go. So that's too dark. As you can see, you can still see it. The first one is the best. And obviously I don't need to use the last one, but I'm going to show you the color swatch anyway, just so you can get an idea. So yeah. So I always like to do the lightest shade in the middle. Just, I don't know, that's just how I've always worked it. And so as you can see, the first one is the one we're going to use. So we're going to wipe this off with just a plain cotton pad, which by the way, this cotton pad is from Dollarama. God love them. I'm going to apply my E.L.F. Primer. The E.L.F. primer that I use is for acne-prone skin, so it has a little bit of salicylic acid in it to help control breakouts, which I have. So now, here's what we're going to do. I have these 2 makeup brushes. Now, everyone is going all off on these, thinking they're amazing. This is my Urban Decay Optical Blurring Brush that I've literally had for 5 years. It's losing some hair, as you can see. I definitely need a new one, but I'll show you the difference in both of them. What I like to do is I like to pour it on my hand here. Just a little bit. And this way, if there's too much, I can always put it back in the bottle. Now, we're going to use this brush first. Just a little bit. Look how natural that looks. How amazing is that? And now we're going to use this brush on the other side. Now, I'm not a fan of this brush because it feels like it's pulling on my skin when I use it. And that is kind of annoying because I have problem skin, so yeah. Still looks good, but I actually like the other brush better. So we're going to go back to the optical blurring brush. Make sure to go right up into your hairline because I said you want it to be natural. You're going out during the day. You don't want people to clock you and be like, oh, that girl got so much makeup on, even if you do. You know? Now, there's nothing wrong with drag makeup during the day if you're a drag queen. But, yeah. Or you're a makeup artist. If you want to contour and stuff because you're a makeup artist, then be my guest. Now, here. What I also love about this foundation is it's layerable. So if I have a certain area where I've got some problems, this foundation definitely allows me to go over it and fix it. Now, there's a little bit left on my hand, which is actually normal. It's supposed to be there. I always leave a little bit extra because once I do my under eye concealer, I like to be able to have a little bit to blend with. And my under eye concealer is the L'Oreal Visible Lift CCI, which I'm in love with and have been since I first used it. Use your ring finger under your eye because it doesn't actually apply as much pressure as the other fingers that you have, and so it actually will not tear at your skin. And pat, 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 pat. Don't rub around your eyes. All you're going to do is make wrinkles. And they're just not cute. Okay, so now, put that back on. Get this right there, see? And just blend out the line, just in case there's you don't want a line of demarcation under your eye when you're putting concealer on. It's just not pretty. So now we can, like I said, remember, just right back into the bottle. So you're not wasting it. I mean, foundation is not cheap. It doesn't matter what brand you're using. Foundation is fairly expensive. And this is the concealer that I use. I use the E.L.F Clear Complexion. I've used other ones for acne and I just don't like them. I don't like the consistency. I feel like they dry out. And whereas I find with this is just the perfect consistency. Hello, gorgeous. Hello. Okay, so that is my foundation and everything else. And what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the next step, which is going to be blush and everything else. Okay, so now we're on to the blush. Let me find my blush brush. I actually use M.A.C 130 brush. I've had this brush forever, and I know it's like a concealer foundation brush, but I've only ever used it for my cream blush. The cream blush that I'm in love with is Revlon Charmed Enchantment, and it's number 150. And here is how I apply it. I get just a little bit like that, right up on the apples. I try not to apply too much because it's actually fairly color dense, and going over your foundation, you don't want it to pop too much because we're also going to add a powder to it as well, just to sort of give it a bit more. The reason why you use a cream underneath is because it really adds a certain glow to your skin that that even mineralized, I find even mineralized blush doesn't do. And so now, under my eye, I use the E.L.F High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder, and I use my M.A.C 190 concealer brush. And I just pat it in. Just pat it in. Now, you can use regular powder under your eyes. You don't have to use this stuff. I use translucent powder anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah. There we go. Get right up in there. Right up in the eye there. There we go. Okay. Now, I use my M.A.C, gosh, the number is M.A.C 150. Again, it's an old brush. And I use my E.L.F HD powder. E.L.F is really inexpensive and it's a great powder. I don't care what anyone says. If you want to spend $50 on something, be my guest. But if you can buy the same product for cheaper, and it really is basically the same product, I don't understand why you would pay more. Unless you need the label, I'm just saying. So there you go. I have set my powder and my foundation and my blush. You see there's just a nice little rosy glow there. And I keep that aside because I'm going to use that again later on to make sure that everything is blended out. I use my MAC, I want to say it's 120, but it could be another number because it's worn off so much. And I also, my favorite blush to go over this is Dainty by MAC. And it is a mineralized. So it has a bit of a sheen, but not too much. We're just going to give a little bit of pop. See that? Perfect. Now, it seems super bright because it is. We're going to go back over it with this to blend it out. And there you go. That's the blush. Done! So good. What? Okay, so now to add a nice little pop of color, where is that brush? Oh, there it is. Okay. I have specific brushes that I use for specific things on purpose so that I don't, I don't use them for other things. But this is my dusty limited edition Trolls palette, and it's called Play It Proper. It's just a little bit of a sheen without too much, and I just add it to the tips here. See that? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And now, I don't care what anyone says. You can go with the frosted, highlighters and stuff, but I have always loved the Silver Dusk by MAC. I literally have used this for more than, I want to say 20 years because it's true. I probably started using it when it came out. See that little pop? Little pops there? How great is that? I love it so much. And yes, I have a lot of MAC brushes, but let's be clear, I didn't just buy them all at once. I have saved my money and bought them. This is actually a Smashbox brush. And the Stila brush was what I use for the Play It Proper. But I've saved up money and I've bought them. I buy a lot of the Christmas sets because, well, first of all, the Christmas sets are, Jesus, everything in here is so dusty. It's like my pussy. I buy a lot of the Christmas sets because, first of all, Christmas sets are great because they are basically regular size brushes, but they're miniature and you can bring them anywhere. And if I lose one of my brushes from my Christmas sets, I'm not as upset as losing a $62 brush because, a whole set is like $47. So it's totally worth it. And like I said, I buy the MAC ones and I have bought brushes over and over. And the reason why I have stuck with MAC is this brush here is a good 10 years old and I'm still using it and it's still perfect. And yeah, so that's why I buy MAC brushes. I have some Estee Lauder and Quo brushes in here as well, but most of my brushes are MAC and, well, and that's not even all of them. Don't judge me. Cool. Okay, now we're moving on to the eyes. The window to your soul, if you have one. I use a Smashbox. Now I have another palette that has a light nude in it somewhere. And as you can see, I have literally only ever used the one color. But it's the color that I use for my base, so I don't care. I want to buy a new one, but I know that I have a nude somewhere else, so I've just been using this. I am actually using my MAC 227 Special Edition, so this is one of the Christmas set brushes. And I just go in here, just get enough, and then I go over my lid. This is a great daytime color. It's not too light. It is very, very skin tone, adjacent. So that's why I like it. It's a great little base for the other stuff that I put on. And you just go all over the lid, right down into the corners, right down up to the brow. There we go. And the great thing about doing my makeup through this mirror, through the mirror in the window, is that I get an instant sort of idea of how light and how dark my makeup is, and whether I should add more or, you know, go over it with the big powder brush. Because that's what a girl gotta do. Now, this Annabelle brush I have had forever, and I use it with this Vasanti stuff. And what I do is I highlight the inner corner of my eye with it. I was using this, hold on, I'll show you. And then I go right under my brow up there. Now the problem with using something like this under the brow is you're gonna have to dilute it a bit with the other, with your bigger brush, because you don't want a bright, you know, highlight up there. But if you blend it out, it actually can look very nice up there. I don't worry about blending out my eyes in the corner because I'm actually going to add another color to this. This is just my base to give my other color that I'm adding some pop. Like snap, crackle, and pop, color Rice Krispies. So that's Vasanti, and I don't know the shade because, of course, I took the sticker off. Whatever. Now, if I can find, oh, there it is. Now I'm gonna add my Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow just in there. Watch this. And use my finger to just sort of pat it out. And then this side. Make sure you get your fallout right away because this stuff is basically like glue and it will stick there forever. And well, it's not cute. So there you go. There's that line. I guess I'll just use my shirt since I don't have a cloth in here. Ooh, glitter on my shirt. I feel like a stripper. Hey. The eyeliner that I use is Marcel. It's a dip pen and it's in True Brown. I used to use black, but I found that when I wore my blue contact lenses, the brown actually looked nicer and it looked a lot more natural. So here we go. Start on the edge. Ta-da! Now, I know that other girls can do one straight line. I, unfortunately, when I do my eyeliner, I have a bit of the shakes. I've always had them when I've gone near my eyes. So I have to do them in little tiny increment spots. Yeah. So that's the eyeliner. Ah. So now my little secret, my little trick is I like to wait for this to dry and then I put a powder over it. So while I'm waiting, because y'all know I like to multitask. I like to do my eyebrows. So what I'm using is a brush that I picked up here in Montreal when I came for Pride 2 years ago or last year, I think it was. 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. I use M.A.C. I use a lot of M.A.C products because they last and that's why I like them. And it's not like, look, I have E.L.F products. I have, you know, Smashbox, I have Maybeline, I have Revlon, I use any product that I think is great. And for the brows, I found that a lot of other ones, even the E.L.F. one, sadly, the E.L.F. one looks a little ashy. And, well, I don't like that. And this I find is like a nice, pure, good color brown. And it's called Dip Down. Just saying. Now, I like to put just a little bit on. And we always start with the outer corners going out. It's important to remember that you can always add a bit more, but it's so hard to take this stuff off that you know, better safe than sorry is what I always say. And now we're going to go up into the brow here. Just color it in ever so slightly. Not too much because this is a gel and we're going to set it with a powder. I'm going to show you the powder that I use in a minute because I don't use this powder for anything else, and I wish I did, but I don't like the way it looks on me. But it has doubled really, really well for a setting powder. So I actually use the Smashbox contour palette, and I use a Quo brush that I've had forever, and I do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I just brush it over ever so slightly, coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I should just throw it. You know who that is. No shade, honey, I promise. And then I use my M.A.C eyebrow brush, and what I do is, this is a way of like blending the gel and the powder together to give it a much more natural brushed stroke feeling. See how that looks? Ta-da! Aren't I pretty? Probably not, whatever. Ooh. Now, I'm going to go over my eyeliner with Lancome Madison Avenue Shimmer using my M.A.C 219, again, a special edition brush. I actually have the Kelly Osbourne brush too, but I don't use it. It's still sealed. I've never used it once. So here we go. And we're just going to do this. And what this does is it softens the line so that it looks a lot more natural. See that? A lot more natural, a little less harsh. Make sure you tap it off, because if you don't, you will end up with eyeshadow in the corner of your eye. And you don't want that, I promise. Because it will be hell to clean off. Now, ta-da! This is my Lancome brush, my Lancome angle brush. I like to go just under the eye. Again, don't forget to tap it off. I'm going to go right in here. And we connect the outside just ever so slightly. Ta-da! How's that? How do I look? Legendary. Get my little highlighter up in there just a little bit more. And what the highlighter does is it raises the eyebrow. It gives that appearance of much wider, open looking eyes. And that's super important, especially if you have small eyes like mine. I don't really have like big eyes. I have a big eyelid, but I don't have big eyes. So anything I can do to pick them up. Now, these are Ardell lashes, and I got them at Dollarama. I have always loved Ardell lashes. I think that they are the best on the market. I have used other brands. I have a bit of an addiction. I buy new lashes all the time. Even though I use like a pair of lashes like 4 or 5 times each, I still buy new ones because, well, that's what I do. Here we go. Now, getting lashes off is always hard for me. So we're gonna use these tweezers. I don't know why they don't make them easier to come off, because they should. I'm just saying. You know, like they should make them so much easier and they don't. I'm gonna take the other side off as well. And what I like to do is I give them just a little bit of a massage type to get them to go into shape. And I do this, you know, see, it gives them just a little bit more of an angle. Now we're going to put them on, and I don't put lashes on without using this little E.L.F. thing, because again, like I said, anytime I go near my eyes, my hands shake, and I don't know why, but they do, and so I use this contraption so that I am able to get stuff on and get stuff off. Ooh, there's a bubble there. That's cute. Now, it takes a little bit for it to dry, so obviously you gotta wait a few minutes. Like, don't just throw stuff on right away. And these are just corner lashes. I find that sometimes my eyes can look very closed if I wear full lashes. So I generally like to wear just the edge. Gives my eyes that like little turned up cat eye sort of appearance almost. See, it's not a huge difference, but it does make a difference in the eyes. So, ta-da! How you like me now? How you like me now? Ooh. One time when I was putting on lashes, this one time at band camp, one time when I was putting on lashes, I actually wasn't paying attention and I put the lashes on backwards. It was so funny. Okay, and now just right to the edge there. There we go. It's my lashes. Ta-da! Now, I always like to wait just a few minutes just to make sure that it's dry. So what I like to do is I move on to my lips. I keep my lips fairly nude. I don't wear a lot of color on my lips. I have a big mouth in more ways than one. And so there's a string hanging on my curtain there. So I don't like to like accentuate it too much because people stare. So I just use the Makeup Forever number 49. It's like basically Spice by M.A.C. Actually, I like Spice better, but I'm one of those people that I have to finish using something before I start using something else, and so I'm stuck with this until I finish using it. I just draw along the line. And I color in just a little bit, not too much. Ta-da! And I like to use this. It's the Revlon. It's honey. It's busted, but I love it, so I don't care. Oh, it tastes so good. It's got this like eucalyptus-y type thing. Oh, it's so nice. There you go. Woo, my big mouth. Now it's on to the eyes, to finish the eyes with my mascara. So I use Cils Booster XL by Lancome, and I use Definicils by Lancome. And then, of course, I finish it all off with their Real. And I do this over my lashes. So let's start this. I do one layer of this, which is just a sort of like, it helps to make the lashes look thicker and more luscious. And then I do this. Now, what's really cool is if you want even bigger, thicker lashes, you can put another layer of the Cils Booster over top of this. And what I do is, so I've done the one eye. Now I'll go to the other eye. And now I'll go back and do this one because I like to have it dry just a little bit before I put more of this on. And then we'll just do the exact same thing we did earlier. Just go put it on like that. And now add one more layer of this. And don't worry about the lashes clumping, because when you use their Real, that's actually going to help you unclump them. So don't make a big fuss if they're a little bit clumped. You're fine. Close that up. A little bit more. There we go. And now we're going to go in with the Real. This is actually a limited edition Christmas one that I got. And I actually ended up buying 2 of them because the girl's like, oh, you can totally use that brush again. And I was like, but their Real is silver, not black. And, well, just saying. So here we go. Oh, yeah. Give it a little bit of a shake if you want to get rid of the clusters that are there, if there are any. And then, obviously, I go back and I do just a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes. Just a tap, though. And I wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to put eyeliner on the inside of my eyelid. How do I look? Again, legendary. And now for the final touch. So I have this Benefit pencil. Again, like I said, I like to use things until they're done. So this actually makes your eyes look just a little bit bigger. You just put it on the inside of your line there. It's pretty simple. Doesn't have to be dramatic. And then I use this Maybelline white. Oh, hello. Just got a coupon from Payless. All right, there you have it. Ah! Daytime makeup, daytime glam makeup. So my foundation matches my skin tone, as you can see. It's a very good job. It's a very good job. I was just like compliment myself. Good job, Samantha. Where'd it go? Oh my God. This is a little bit more glam than I normally do during the day, but I wanted to show you a nice daytime glam look and how to make it look a little more natural than, you know, your over-the-top nighttime contour everything look. And I hope you liked it. I hope that you'll try it and you'll comment down below and let me know. As always, there are 3 things that you can do at the end of every single one of my videos. The first one is you can comment down below. The second one is you can share this with your friends, family, and coworkers. And the third one, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe. And I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.